Welcome back everyone, Gaming for XP back at Starlight with our Junkyard build. Let's get building. How are you going guys? Hope you're doing well. Back at Starlight. Thank you for the response to the first vid. On the basis of that, I did promise you if I got enough comments, positive comments, I would continue the Junkyard bid, which I did, so that's fantastic. Now, you would see the laundry has gone on the right hand side there, but the washing machines and the dryers haven't, so I have a plan for those, and you'll see during the build what happens. So this is really building just by complete feel, no real plan, just put things in places and see what happens. So I do have some issues with the pillar glitch in this episode, and I think I cut most of it out, but this is just to prove that you can actually use the pillar for this build if you want to. There's no reason why you couldn't. Also, one of the tools that I've used a long time is the scaffolding, just in case you need to raise it a little bit higher. Again, this is I have some issues with this, but just to show you that, you know, just to pile the cars up and layer them, you can do this. I think in the end I end up using Place Anywhere anyway, but that's how you do it, and just build the wall up. So I wasn't really happy with the placement of that vehicle there, so I want to swap them around. Here we go. And I just like to sink them into the ground, just a fraction, just to make it look as though they've been there for a while. Excuse my voice today, I'm a bit croaky, got a bit of the flu for some reason, don't know why, but anyway, we'll continue on. So you can see you can just basically just drop them on top of each other. Now I know that's floating, but you know, if you build the wall up behind it, it's not such a drama. And you see the truck has fallen over the back there. Some vehicles for some reason have this kind of weird collision built into them. Okay, so I have a vision of a kind of entranceway for the junkyard, and so that's what I'm just visualizing and putting in right now. Something a little bit different. Here we go. Scaffolding poles make a excellent entranceway, and use the taller ones of the two. We don't need the cigarette machine just quite yet. So that's basically the entranceway, and we'll so I'm about to put some fences in here, so I'll give you some music because it's pretty repetitive, from my good mate Matty Warner. For those of you that don't know, I've been collaborating with him lately, so enjoy. So you can see we've got a fair bit done. So the entranceway is now pretty well established, and you can see I think I've already given away what I'm about to do with the car. I thought it was just a great idea just to frame up the whole thing and make it you know, distinguish it as an entranceway in a bit of a, I guess, a hero piece, or you know, an element, main element. Okay, so washing machine. So basically, for now, I just use these to hide the gap in the fence, but I do use them a little bit later to do a few other neat things. Okay, so you can stack these up like this, and you can use the pillar. I showed you before how you can raise it up. Just be careful when you do that, because sometimes the collision doesn't register, so when you grab, you can grab the bottom one and it doesn't actually register the top ones on there, so make sure that they're well together. And the thing with building a junkyard is you really have a huge amount of license just to do whatever you like and put lots of little elements in anywhere pretty much. And so it gives you a lot of free license to be very creative, I guess, in how you approach this. And I know even now I've got this probably 99% done, but I just keep coming back and adding more and more pieces. And the overall look I want to go for in this this build is that kind of really kind of claustrophobic, almost claustrophobic guy that's gone out in the wasteland and just collected all kinds of stuff, so like a hoarder or something, and just dumped it in one pile. And obviously after the nuclear explosion and stuff, it's all been abandoned, and people come in and utilize the area to build some settlements. So that's kind of the feel I want to go for, and you won't see for a while yet how that actually all starts to work itself out. So you haven't seen the build at Jumanji, and I will put that up shortly about the walls. But this is here's a different idea, I guess, for a wall for a settlement, using different elements, and certainly it fits perfectly here, just to block up a few gaps and just, you know, add a little bit of interest. So I've put that platform up there for now. I do have a idea for that, and I'll come back to it fairly shortly. We'll just finish off doing this. Yep. I just wanted to clear the way so I could put a second platform in there. Excellent. All good. So if you're at Starlight, you see how some of these cars don't turn green, so that's yellow. I'm going to leave that. That means that basically you have to scrap them, you can't actually use them. So we'll put that one under there, I think. Yeah, just sink it in a little bit. I like it when it's sunk in a little bit. That's it. Okay. So obviously I've been flicking around a whole lot of menus, and you know, to save us time, you don't really want to see me going back and forward in menus and trying to make a decision on what I'm going to do next. So excuse me, I'm just okay. And these are the idea to this was really that, you know, whoever had the junkyard before liked it nice and super organized, sort of, and so they would stack things up on shelves and have things underneath as well, in case somebody wanted to come and have a look and was looking for parts. Obviously, as time's gone on, things have worn out, and so again, it's a nice neat little element, just something a little bit different, and breaks up, you know, just having junk on the ground basically. So I like these cars that have got that kind of red one, got to be a red one, that have got that kind of bubble, almost bubble shaped glass cabin to them. You will have to glitch these in, for some reason they don't sit on these platforms, but I guess that's not what they were designed for. The defensive Brotherhood of Steel platforms, but I'm utilising them for something else, which is the beauty of Fallout, I guess. You know, our creativity is what makes sure that people build a whole lot of different settlements, and they're all different from each other. So hopefully you get some great ideas out of this and build your own, and it'll be completely different to what I'm doing. So okay, let's have a look. Yeah, we're looking pretty good so far. So next element, I had an idea to put a little kind of area in here, just underneath both of these shelves, or whatever you want to call them. And the idea I had was really that would be like a way through from the top end of the scrapyard to the back end of the scrapyard. In the end, it turns out to be something completely different, but that's okay. One of the things you have to do is make sure that you can actually get through, and you can see I can't actually physically get through that because it's too low, because it's there's a slight slope on the hill there. So again, when you're doing this, you have this idea, it will present you with some challenges. Again, I can fix that. That's not I'm not overly worried that that's up in the air at this point. Yeah, I will find a solution for that. The main thing is that I can walk from there to there, and that is really just to get a main channel from the top end of the junkyard to the bottom. In the end, I'll make it something completely different, which is fine. You know, this is the fun, and this is why we're all addicted to doing this, because once you start with the building tab, it gets pretty addictive pretty quickly. And you know, like I said before, there is really no limit to what you can build. It's really only limited by your ideas. So, okay, so again, my whole idea for this, as I said before, is I wanted it to be an abandoned junkyard that had been turned into a settlement. And you would have seen in the first build, I've built very much a Raider style, Super Mutant style, a little kind of living area up the top there, and you know, I wanted to add more living areas down the bottom here, but make them a little bit different. So it makes sense that there's so many containers around that we would use containers. So that will become a little living area in there a little bit later. Cool. So what are we going to do next? So this will then become the main kind of thoroughfare to start to build some different levels up to some living areas above. So now I'm just trying to figure out, I have an idea what I want to do. I certainly saw an element at Big John's salvage yard that I want to add in here, and so now I'm just trying to figure out how to add it in. And there, while I'm doing that, I figure out what I can do with this container. So there we go, there's some stairs, and that helps to prop that up and make it look as though it's supported. Okay. So this is really, you'll see now in this last part of the video, just basically how I figure things out as far as trying to figure out where things are going to go and how to build. And I use prefabs a lot, and if you haven't seen my prefabs videos, check them out. But I've certainly come up with some more ideas. And this is really just about getting the heights, figuring out the heights and the distances from that container there, that blue one off to the left. So there we go. Just put that down for a sec, and we'll grab that one, and we'll snap. The beauty of these things is that will snap straight onto there. There you go. And so this is a great way of just trying to figure out the flow of your build and what you want to achieve. The fact that it's floating really doesn't matter, because you're going to build things there anyway, and you'll see later that will all be supported. This is really just to get my head around what I want to do with the build and how it's all going to work. So the back end of this video is really just about figuring this kind of stuff out, and we'll really start to add some complementary parts in. So you can see now it's just given me an idea how to build something up above here, and that all kind of sort of works. And again, that'll snap on, hopefully. There we go. And now it allows you to visualize things, and it's a good way of building, because what you can now do is you can now start to add things underneath to the right level to make it look as though it's supported. So I like these pieces. I only just found these, and you know, I never had really could understand how I was going to use them, but now for this build they're invaluable. And I like to change up the different colours. I don't like them to be all looking the same. I have to move that for a sec. Yep. Again, that's yellow. It's a pity. I'd have loved to keep that, but it has to go. Yep. Here we go. And then we'll put one of these big ones on top of it, just to, you know, change it up and make sure it's not so repetitive. I know that prefab is clipping a little bit, but don't worry about that too much. That prefab is really just a placeholder or a guide to for me to get things into place and get the heights right. So it's perfect there, and you can see we are coming together nicely now. So we'll get rid of that now, and you can see that ramp there fits perfectly through and up there, and everything's coming in. So we have got a bit of an issue down the bottom here where we're not quite on the ground, but that's okay. Again, we'll fix that later. So I'm liking the flow of this. I'm liking the look of it. It's all coming together like I envisaged. So what are we going to do next? Okay, so as you can see, that's hanging over there. It needs a support. And initially I look at it and I was going to put a container in there, and then I have a moment and say, well, you know, we got a heap of containers in there. Why don't we try something just a fraction different? And I had an idea to put the bus in there, but it's a bit too long. It's a bit too bulky. So I'm looking for an idea just for a support for that container there. It's overhanging, and I think, well, why not? Why wouldn't we put a truck or something in there, or a car or something like that? So continuing on the theme, I mean, it's perfect. And again, this is about build order, so that's the reason I've taken it down. These trucks are perfect. These trucks are absolutely perfect, and you can't see it at the moment. There, put it down. Thank you. So line up the cab with the height of that container there, and have it a little bit sticking out of the ground. So I'm just getting the height right here, and here we go. Beautiful. So okay, guys, we're getting to the end of this section of the build. I'll put this container in, and that'll be pretty much us for today. We're really getting the overall foundation or main parts in, and in the next episode we'll be back and we'll really start to work on some builds and you know, actual settlement parts. So thanks for watching as ever, guys. Thanks for the support for the channel. It means a lot, and we're growing well. Please continue to leave your likes and your subs. And I love your comments, read them all, reply to them all. Love interacting with everybody that supports the channel, and everybody that comes to the channel. So thanks for that, guys, and we'll catch you next time. See ya.